Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So the crypto market is continuing to bleed today, guys. Market cap is down below $900 billion. We're sitting at about $881 billion. And even Bitcoin dominance has slipped a little bit. So Bitcoin is not holding, it's still holding the majority of the market cap. However, compared to Bitcoin, some altcoins have been rallying. So Bitcoin down 8.1%. We got Ethereum also down 10.5%. Some other altcoins though, like Cardano is only down 4.6. XRP within the last 24 hours down 2.2. Solana is down 4.2. So Bitcoin and Ethereum have seen the biggest hit, at least within the last 24 hours. So here's a question: is Bitcoin cheaper than it looks? If we consider a simple PE metric for Bitcoin to be the price network ratio, then the ratio is back to 2017 and 2013 levels, even though Bitcoin itself is only back to late 2020 levels in terms of price. Valuation often is more important than price. So Jerry and Timmer here is looking at this, the price network ratio. That is demonstrated here with the orange line. So this is Bitcoin price versus value. It could be even cheaper than it looks if we're looking at that metric particularly. He goes on to say another way to highlight this is by overlaying Bitcoin's non-zero addresses against its price as well. Price is now below the network curve. So we can see the network curve is there, and we can see price trending right below that network curve, similar to what we saw back in 2019 and 2018, late 2018, before the move to the upside. Finally, down here, the next chart shows how technically oversold Bitcoin is. Glassnode's dormancy flow indicator is now to levels not seen since 2011. So these are records. Bitcoin is in very oversold territory. Records being broken, some over a decade old. So, something to think about. Of course, we got, by and large, the rest of the crypto market still following Bitcoin. XRP right now trading at about 30.5 cents. And as I mentioned before, Bitcoin right now trading at $20,500, give or take. And take a look at this. If I bring up the horizontal line, we are getting very, very close to that former all-time high that we saw for Bitcoin back in 2017. So are we going to backtest this level? Is $20,000 going to be it? Or are we going to continue to move to the downside? So another interesting point I wanted to bring up, Stéphane Hubert noticed this on the charts. XRP has broken out against Ethereum. The last time this happened, the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance filed the lawsuit against Ripple. So remember how I was mentioning before how Bitcoin dominance is slipping a little bit, and that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the biggest losers in the space? Well, XRP is not just going up against Ethereum, which is, XRP, no, I'm putting USD there, ETH, not just going up against Ethereum in terms of dominance. We'll start with this though, XRP to Ethereum dominance. You guys can see we did hit a demand zone, a level of support over here way back in mid-May, and now the XRP to Ethereum price is actually going up. XRP to Bitcoin price is also going up, guys. You can see that, albeit not by as much as the Ethereum price, but you can see the dominance there. XRP shooting up against Bitcoin. Now, what does this mean? We can always take a look at trends and look historically and, see where these levels of support have broken out in the past. But, at the end of the day, what this really does mean is one thing. If you have a lot of XRP, and you want to diversify your position into maybe some more Bitcoin or maybe some more Ethereum, you want to see these types of spikes because the value of XRP is now worth more compared to a coin like, in this case, Bitcoin, or even if we bring up the Ethereum chart looks even better there compared to Ethereum. So, that's a decision you are going to make based on your own needs, and maybe you don't want to purchase any Ethereum. I'm not giving you financial advice. I personally do not hold Ethereum. An interesting observation here just on the charts. Also, just with regards to some international news that has to do with cryptocurrency, this brought to us by Michael at Val5Links. Brazilian proposal would make crypto payments legal and protect private keys. So they are saying they want to make crypto payments legal, but also they want to allow Brazilians to protect their private keys from being taken by the courts, which means you can self-custody your crypto on a Ledger Nano or something similar, and the Brazilian government is fine with this. Keep as much crypto on your private cold storage solution as you want. And for those of you guys who may not still have one of these, I do have an affiliate link in the description of the video. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it, though. So they issued a proposal to the country's legislature on Friday. If passed, the bill would expand both the legal uses of cryptocurrency in Brazil and the power the courts would have in confiscating it. The proposed bill states that while crypto assets are not a currency in and of themselves, they could be used as a financial asset, means of exchange or payment, or instrument of access to goods and services or investment. It would not necessarily make Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency legal tender in the country, so that's an important distinction to make. It would instead make crypto a legally recognized financial asset for investment and other uses. So that's an interesting loophole. I guess if you don't want to make the crypto actually legal tender and go through all the different cryptocurrencies that could technically be legal tender, because I'm sure you'd have to evaluate them all and write up laws with every specific cryptocurrency, you can just say, okay, we are recognizing that these cryptocurrencies do hold value, and you can use them to pay for certain goods and services. Not only that, you can use them to pay for outstanding debts. In the event of offering or forced constriction of crypto assets, the proposal also discusses the new powers and limitations that Brazilian courts would have once crypto is recognized as a financial asset, such as freezing exchange accounts. However, the proposal has also stopped short of giving the court power to seize users' private keys. And guys, that is the biggest hurdle. Not your keys, not your crypto. We're hearing a lot of these exchanges now, like the Celsius network was the most recent example, going through a lot of troubles. And, this is a symptom of the overall bear market that we're seeing now. Some companies like Ripple obviously are thriving. They've got a lot of money on their balance sheet, and they are actually hiring during this time. Whereas we're seeing companies like Tron pulling 2.5 billion TRX from Binance as their particular stablecoin, their USDD, slips further from their peg. So just a quick take on this. The Tron DAO plans to withdraw $125 million worth of Tron TRX tokens from Binance. The move could be a safeguard against short sellers hoping to bet against the price of the token. So now we're seeing Tron jump into action. The Tron DAO, or DAO Reserve, plans to withdraw 2.5 billion Tron tokens worth about $125 million from the Binance exchange as it attempts to prop up the price of the USDD stablecoin. This move was announced on Twitter, and by withdrawing the $125 million worth of Tron, the Tron DAO could be attempting to limit the ability of short sellers to open up positions to bet against the token. TRX is currently down 16% in the last 24 hours and could be in danger of a further slide given the prevailing market conditions. Now, again, putting Luna and the Terra UST coin back in the spotlight, everybody saw what happened with that, and now these guys, I guess, are worried that a similar fate could happen to their particular project and that they weren't doing enough to safeguard themselves. We're also seeing news coming out like this, guys. Three Arrows Capital is now pushing the crypto market down as it loses millions of users' funds. Another one brought to us by Michael at Val5 Links. So one of the largest funds in the crypto industry is now facing massive pressure, as it is obligated to fund its massive collaterals. Unfortunately for them, even the slightest downward volatility on Ethereum will put the company's position in massive liquidation. So Three Arrows Capital also facing similar problems, in addition to significant losses on derivatives trading, which could still be a part of its hedging strategy. Its capital-backed NFT funds moved the entire collection of super rare marketplace with its intentions not being disclosed. So these guys own assets, and they mentioned down here, part of that is a collection of NFTs. The funds own various pieces from unique collections that are able to, are able to sell them to cover positions of their debts. Unfortunately, because of the low demand of the NFT market at this point in time and Ethereum's devaluation, it will not make any difference for the fund. So this is the problem. You are relying solely on the crypto market. Well, everything in crypto is collapsing and you have nothing to hedge against. Just bringing up the total market cap, guys, for cryptocurrency at this moment. And as you guys can see, we have dipped below the $900 billion mark. And now we're hovering somewhere in and around here, 860 billion, give or take. Right in and around there. So the market is pushing down even further. We're seeing problems now with Tron and their USDT stablecoin. Also, Three Arrows is now scrambling a little bit. And Tether. This is the next one that everybody has their sights on because it is so big and so influential. Tether has now denied claims of Asian commercial paper backing and exposure to Three Arrows Capital, which, as I'd mentioned in this last article here, is also having problems. So I'm going to leave this article here. I guess I don't really have to go over it. It's just more problems right now in the crypto market, and Tether, Again, this is the one that everybody is going to have eyes on. It is still looking fairly robust. At least that's what the optics show. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but of course we are going to keep an eye on that. Okay, so John Deaton, couple of things going on with him right now. First, he retweeted this out from yesterday, Brad Garlinghouse's tweet thread, talking about the crypto market and how robust the company Ripple is still, even during this market turmoil. And if you guys didn't catch yesterday afternoon's video, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner. John Deaton responds to the Brad Garlinghouse tweet where Brad says, paying attention, what's happening now is not a small market gyration. We've been preparing for this. He says, Ripple has got a big cash balance on their balance sheet. As we know, they have been fighting the SEC and have been able to afford the legal bills of upwards of $100 million just in legal fees. And so, John Deaton saying, I do see why Ripple is disliked by so many of the industry players. BlockFi is laying off 20% of its employees, Coinbase is laying off 18% of its employees, and Ripple plans to hire 300 people in the next 12 to 18 months while spending $100 million in legal fees while fighting the SEC. So you can imagine if you are one of these fly-by-night companies, and even if you're not a fly-by-night company and you just haven't been managing your funds properly, why you may get a little upset that Ripple is still kind of killing it, John Wick 589 down here saying, great point, sir. Frecky down here saying, original maxis that brainwash new investors, and it's all groupthink with no real facts. Most people are easy to brainwash, unfortunately. The crypto trader also responding here, Ripple has $1 billion on their balance sheet. That is not chump change by any means. This $1 billion comes from their customer base. That should tell everybody that Ripple has the most solid business model in the crypto sphere. The proof is in the numbers, and the numbers, put this into perspective, is excluding money from the U.S. Considering we know Ripple's business is 90%, 95% of their business is outside of the United States, and they've got $1 billion on their balance sheet. Boy, no wonder the SEC is having a hard time fighting back. So here's the latest from the SEC, tweeted out by James K. Filan just last night. The SEC filed its request to seal its response to the amici motion to participate in the Dober Challenge. The SEC claims that while some information the SEC seeks to seal has already been publicized by Movent's counsel John Deaton, the SEC seeks to seal this and other materials to prevent further threats and the harassment of the SEC's experts, namely Patrick DOODY. The SEC further states that expert witnesses understand that their opinions may be challenged by the opposing party and may even expect public challenges to their opinions in high-profile cases, but no expert witness should expect to be subjected to a campaign of humiliation, harassment, or threats simply by agreeing to act as an expert witness. So now, the SEC is claiming that somebody has been humiliating and harassing their expert witness, and this is why they are being little babies about it. XRP Crypto Wolf saying, it's funny how much information the SEC tries to seal compared to Ripple goes to show you who the real crooks are. Wheezy says, further threats, in quotes, insinuates there's already been some threats. I hope that is not the case. So John Deaton was warning the XRP community, please, 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 do not engage with the lawyers, with the expert witnesses, with anybody. It's not professional, and this is not how the process goes. Now, I don't know if there have been some people in the XRP community who have not been listening to this advice, who may have been tweeting at Patrick DOODY or the SEC or whomever. And so this is kind of where we're at right now. The SEC is clearly keeping tabs on social media. Jeremy Hogan responding to this, Deaton may have commented on the SEC's expert witness. That is fair, desirable, and something that people should do, even if the commentary is negative. But the SEC's conflation of Deaton's comments with harassing and threatening statements others may have made is just ridiculous. So guys, here's the excerpt from the SEC. Exhibit F is a compilation of tweets prepared by SEC counsel, and the remaining exhibits reflect tweets and other public statements made by Deaton and other individuals about the expert. I also just wanted to point this out. We recognize that this information, as well as information reflected in some of the proposed redactions in the opposition brief, is already on Twitter, YouTube, or other third-party websites. The SEC's sole purpose in seeking to seal this information is to avoid rebroadcasting it. Consolidating and republishing threats and personal identifiable information on the public docket of a closely followed litigation affirms that these specific intimidation tactics against the SEC's expert were successful and provides a roadmap for further harassment and intimidation of the expert. So the SEC is crying, "You have been bullying our expert witness." XR Plumber down here saying, serious question, does making fun of the expert witness's extremely unique name, DOODY, DOODY, count as humiliation and harassment? If so, that is kind of unfair. He does have a really funny last name. I would think freedom of speech protects nonviolent comments. Jeremy Hogan with a howdy doody gif and a sarcastic comment here. XRP Crypto Wolf is saying SEC is stating that John Deaton was the one who threatened and harassed the expert witness, or he's asking that as a question. This is flat out dumb. He was only exercising his freedom of speech to express his non-harmful opinions about the witness. And James K. Filan followed up with his tweet. The SEC has filed under seal a redacted version of the brief and its exhibits opposing the amici motion to participate in the Dober challenge. It's now up to the district judge, Torres, to decide what will be public and what will remain under seal. And Fred Rispoli responds here, unclear to me how Judge Torres will rule on this. Nothing I have seen on social media rose to the level of a threat, in my opinion, but based on how social media operates, I would probably bank on the fact that there are posts that rise to the necessary level of concern, which is too bad. So again, to the XRP community, if people are out there tweeting out negative comments, really harassing, bullying, any of that kind of thing about Patrick Doody, the expert witness, don't do it. Just don't do it, guys. We've come so far now. We do not need this. Who's to say that these supposed threats were generated by an actual XRP hodler? This coming from XRP Hutch. I guess they would have to prove that. This could be theater, and I'd venture to say possibly even a planned attack by somebody with interests contrary to the 68,000+ people that are involved in this class action. I would put absolutely nothing past the SEC, period. At this point, I would have to agree. They are floundering. They are using really weak arguments at this point in time, saying, these comments have been rebroadcast on Twitter, on YouTube. They're harassing, they're bullying our witness and humiliating him. And so this is why we are going to keep some of this under seal. Okay, one last thing here from Fred Rispoli. Also, SEC's motion is final proof that the SEC is monitoring all it can from the XRP community. For all the positive we have accomplished, you should feel very proud. John Deaton said the same at the end of his show today. Think of those implications. First, it means there is someone or a team at the SEC whose responsibility includes monitoring social media. That must be demoralizing to the few left at the SEC that believe in its mission to protect the public, to see the public stating how much the SEC has failed them in this case. Second, here's a lesson I tell all my clients. Before you communicate anything to anyone, ask yourself, how would you do explaining your planned comment to a judge in court? Because there is always a chance you might have to one day. Really wise words here from Fred Rispoli. The bigger point, though, the bigger takeaway that I wanted to mention here from Fred's mini tweet thread was the fact that the SEC is watching us, guys. There is no doubt that they have people over there monitoring social media, seeing what's going on Twitter. So be careful what you write or what you post. And, don't post anything that you wouldn't be comfortable going up to a judge and saying directly to him or her. Ultimately, this is small potatoes. I don't think this is going to really have a big impact on the case. A little hurdle perhaps in the way. One step closer to XRP clarity. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.